My 24 narcissist mum of 42 tried to guilt me into coming to her private Thanksgiving dinner and knowingly exposed me to COVID. My mother has always been a manipulative person, and I didn't have a good relationship with her until after I moved out, which is a bit much. It took me until near adulthood to identify much of her behavior as abusive and toxic. After I moved in with my girlfriend and didn't have to see her every day, which improved a lot. But no matter what I try and do to bring attention to how I was hurt, she denies all responsibility. Whenever I bring up something she did, she responds with textbook gaslighting, assuring me that I'm just remembering things wrong, and that what I was telling her about never really happened. My girlfriend and I are broke and hurting for food at the moment, so when my mum offered to make food for a small Thanksgiving dinner between us and her husband, a prison we didn't pass it up. My girlfriend ended up being sick the day of unrelated, but otherwise generally didn't seem too enthusiastic to go, so I should, but we didn't have to. When I broke the news to my mum, she instantly launched into a tirade about how much food she made, how she'd never done this before, and how I had to at least come get some to take home. The guilt trip didn't sit well with me, and I almost decided to stay home over that alone, but then she informed me that her husband was sick with what appeared to be a cold. Like an absolute fool, I went and ate for a little while, so I could do my duty and bring my girlfriend some glazed ham. My mum assured me once again that her husband was just a little congested and cleared space for me to sit pretty far away from him just in case. I stayed away for as long as I was there because I was apprehensive. But I was still just in a house with him. Well, this morning after I did grocery shopping for the week, she messaged me very seriously informing me that his test results came back positive and that I should get tested as well. When I complained that I wasn't even aware her husband was waiting on results to begin with and that I wouldn't have visited if I'd been, she responded by saying that he works in a prison where some guards have come back positive and he's just been getting tested constantly and that she didn't think he was at risk. This struck me as odd, and I thought it was an unusually irresponsible decision she made, as she knew there were test results coming back, and that what she explained as congested should have been the first indication of symptoms, and needless to say, I'm beyond upset. I'm accustomed to my mum making rash and potentially harmful decisions with little regard for me in the past. But this was by far the most egregious, preventable thing that she could have done given current circumstances. I've been tested and am quarantined pending results. But I can't help but feel angry that my mum, for the lack of responsibility it took to put me in this situation. I've dreamed of going it for years. Is this an acceptable final straw to make that happen? Am I justifiably upset? Too long, don't read. Mum knowing exposed me to COVID after she tried to guilt trip me into visiting for a holiday meal. I'm pissed that she didn't warn me until this morning. Sorry to say, but common sense would have dictated that if someone is sick during this time, particularly someone who works in a high-risk place like a prison, you should assume that it's possible they have COVID. Unfortunately, I think, you were just as irresponsible as she was here. Overall, though, it sounds like this is one incident in a much bigger picture of poor behavior, and that your life would be a lot less stressful if you did go no contact with her. You don't need an acceptable final straw to end a relationship with an abusive person. It's kind of weird to me that you were blaming all of this incident on your mother. Common sense would have told you to not go over there if you knew her husband was sick in the first place. It's possible that she genuinely did not think he would have had it, considering he's been working there during this whole pandemic and hadn't had it yet. That doesn't mean she wasn't irresponsible. But up until she found out the test results, you both had the same mindset. Her work's in a high-risk area, and he is sick, but you both chose to brush it off. Also, her being really upset about you telling her the day that you couldn't make it after she had made all the food specifically for you and you to visit. That sounds like a pretty normal thing for a mum to get upset about. Furthermore, she knew you were sick and still tried to get you to visit, which just shows that she was not at all worried about COVID in this situation, and therefore leads me to believe that she may not have necessarily exposed you to her husband with COVID purposely. You even said that you almost decided not to go because of her tirade. But then, when she mentioned her husband was sick, then you decided to go. Sorry, but none of this being all your mother's fault. or her knowingly exposing you to COVID just doesn't click with me, based on all the reasons I have stated above. I must say that this one incident is not nearly enough to convince me that your mother is a narcissist. If anything, it shows me that at worst you've picked up her traits of deflecting responsibility for both of your irresponsible action. All that being said, there's no single one instance that can justify cutting off a toxic parent or anybody. If she does have a habit of manipulating and gaslighting you and is making no effort to change, then going may be the solution for you. If only temporary, in order to show her that you are serious about wanting this type of behavior to stop. If she doesn't, then good riddance. You don't need to justify your decision to anyone but yourself. So based on this one incident and the insight I have into your relationship with her now, all I can say is that you both have work to do. But there could be other stuff from the past that you haven't mentioned here, and this one incident could have been what set you off, so it's your decision to make. Edit spelling. That sucks, but dude, you went to someone's house when they were sick, and they worked round a lot of other people. Start standing up for yourself and stop making stupid decisions.